Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for those who have subscribed, those who have liked, and those who have shared our previous videos. Thank you for your comments. We really appreciate your feedback. And here we are again for another wonderful tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll be teaching us how to apply anti-gravity to solve real life problems. Just as we know, anti-gravity is an integrated development environment developed by Google, which help software developers to generate some code faster and to develop the applications rapidly. It helps in what is called vibe coding. So in today's tutorial, we'll be putting it to use. We want to use it to develop a digital uh, attendance tracker. So this digital attendance tracker helps to keep track of when an employee resumes work, he clocks in, and when he's done for the day, he clocks out. So he's going to make use of a QR code which the employee can scan, put in his employee ID, and be able to clock in. And when he's done, he'll be able to scan it also, put his employee ID and clock out, and also state what was achieved for that day. So it helps to keep track of an employee's progress. So employers can know if this particular person is adding value and is actually meeting up with the deadline of the project at hand. So we're going to be using anti-gravity to generate this application. So let's dive into it properly. Okay, we start by opening anti-gravity. After you've this is anti-gravity environment, just have explained in the last video. So we created a folder and we titled it attendance tracker. So we open the folder in anti-gravity. You go to file, click on open folder. You look for where the folder is, and this attendance tracker. You open it. So anti-gravity is opening the folder now. The folder is empty right now. So from here, what we only have there is this is the anti-gravity folder. So I've said earlier that here this is where we toggle click on toggle to bring out the prompt where we can have interaction with anti-gravity. So here we create a file, and that file we name the file Gemini Gemini.md. So this file, so the description of the project, what the project is going to do, and what we want to achieve at the end of developing the project. We state everything clearly. We give a step-by-step instruction what we want, how we want the application to, what we want the application to do, how we want the application to look. We describe everything inside this file. So to do that, we generate a simple description in ChatGPT. So this is a sample of the description. So it's a short write-up to create a Gemini MD file. I describe in it that I needed a digital attendance tracker created in the Django and React, and to also make use of Tailwind and shadcn. I also have it in it that you should have a touch of a light blue color, and also describe it that it should register the employee and also have a unique employee ID for them after the registration, and you should have a QR code to scan, put in their employee ID, and click on clock in for them to log in early in the morning or anytime they resume. Then when they are done for the tasks for the day and they want to log out, they also scan the code with their employee ID and they can log out and also describe what has been done for the day. So this code is what I will now give to ChatGPT to actually have to create a Gemini MD file. Okay, this is the short description in ChatGPT. So from here, I give the prompt to ChatGPT so that it can generate. Okay, it has generated the Gemini MD file. So it has described different steps to be taken for it to generate the app. But the whole thing is a bit long, so I'll just say make it concise. Make it concise. Okay. So this is like a compressed version of it. So all I will do is copy this, copy the markdown and paste it inside my Gemini MD file. I copy from here and I paste in Gemini.md file. You paste it and save. Then after saving it, you come to the prompt section and type what is the code base about, because you want antigravity to go through the draft inside the Gemini .md and be able to understand what you want, the kind of application you want it to develop. So you do this and you check which of the models are you connecting to. So for this one, I'll be making use of Gemini 3.5 Flash. So there are several models you can connect to. They have different credits. So when you exhaust the credit on one model, you can move to another. So I'll be using the first one because I have credit on all the models for now. So if you want to see if it understands. So another thing is I ensure that on plan you can actually have fast or plan. So when you're on planning, it takes time to analyze whatever steps it's taking and it gives you feedback before it proceeds. But when you click on fast, you realize that it doesn't give you feedback. It just goes ahead and develop the application without giving you any feedback. So from here, I want to see the things it has written. So it has gone through the file, and this is a short description. So it has written that the code base is currently set up for a mini digital attendance tracker, and that the tech stack to be used is React, Tailwind, CSS, and shadcn. Then the backend to be used is the Django and the Django REST Framework. So these are the core features of the application. So that means from here, antigravity understands what is to be done. So once you go through it and the description is clear enough, then you can now say, okay, start working. Okay, start working on the backend REST APIs. So because we are on a plan mode, it will keep showing the steps being taken. So once it brings this, it will it's actually asking you want to check to know the Python version. So click on run. So it will check the Python version available. Then from there, it will move on to generate the REST API. So as it keeps showing the prompt, just keep uh, read through it, understand, and click on run because it will generate some file, it will modify some, just the way you develop applications. So it's writing here now that it has created an implementation plan and it wants you to go through it to be so from there if the implementation plan is okay, then you tell it to proceed. So I can click on the implementation plan. So this is the implementation plan generated, and this is how it intends to generate the application. Okay, at this point, you after going through the implementation plan, then just type proceed with the implementation. So you just watch it the way it generates the code and develop the application. Then it will make it interactive for you to actually know what it's doing. So it has generated the REST APIs for the backend. So I'm having a look at it. But the good thing about vibe coding using anti-gravity is that you must actually know how to code. So instead of going through all the process of writing the code manually, it generates the code and implements it for you. But you must actually know how to code for you to be able to go through what it has done and to be sure that what it has done is actually in line with the business requirement and the business logic. So I'm trying to look at it now, trying to see the model created. So trying to see the URLs created, trying to see my views. Since I'm actually using REST API, so have a look at it to be sure that though it has actually tested it, but at the same time I also need to cross check so that I'm sure that it has actually done what is needed. So it has also generated a requirement file. So and everything was done inside the virtual environment. So I can actually see all these things. Then I can see the test dot py. So because all these things now are done so fast, the knowledge I already have knowing how to code, how to develop this application on my own helps me to cross check to be sure that all all necessary implementation is being done. So since the backend is done, then all I need to do now is to proceed to the front end. So I just come to the prompt here and type proceed proceed with front end. Mind you, the front end will be developed using a React. So when I click on proceed with front end, then so since we are using React, we need to have Node.js. So if Node.js is not on the system, so it will require you to install Node.js. So, but if you have Node.js, I have Node.js already, so it just went ahead and so np install. So installing the required packages. So it has also created an implementation plan for React and TailwindCSS. Let's have a look to see where they actually created it. So what's the implementation plan? So when you look at it, you go through the implementation plan to be sure that it's actually in line with the business logic and what the kind of application you intend to develop. And if it's not in line with it, you easily write you easily write in your prompt the changes that you expect and it will make the changes. So I've gone through it and it's actually in line with the application I want to develop. So all I would just say is proceed with implementation. Proceed with implementation. Then if we go through it, we're installing all the required files or the required dependencies. The application development is done now. So it actually tested it. It saw some error, it corrected it, and he run the application successfully. But if you have a look at this, it's saying that your plan baseline quota will refresh on the 5th of on the 28th of May, meaning that the credit I have on this model has exhausted. So all I need to do is pick another model because I have a couple of them there. So this, so I just click on this. So when you click on that, so the next one you'll be using now will be this. You can use this, you can use this, but I'm making use of this Gemini 3.1 Pro High. So this is the application that was developed. So it gave it attendly, digital attendance. So this is a dashboard here that shows active staff for today. So the number of clock-ins today, number of login hours. So you can register a new employee. So the employee will have an ID. So when the employee wants to clock out, he clocks out with this. Also, when you want to clock in, he clocks in with this. And want to clock out, he clock out with this. And then you can have the attendance history, which can be seen by the CEO. So subsequent ones you can like upgrade of the app. You can create an authentication where users can actually make use of. We have a login, so let me test it and see how it works. I'll register an employee, and the employee will clock in and also clock out and describe what they've done for the day. Okay, the whole application has completed now. That's finished developing it, and we need to test. So the first thing is we have the Django running on our backend. At the same time, we have Node.js, that's React running for front end. So what we need to do is first thing first, we need to run our Django uh, application. And for us to do that, we change directory into the virtual environment. I think in some of our previous videos, I've actually shown how to do this. So from here, we change directory into the virtual environment. Then from there, we run our Django application, activate. Uh, okay, as we are now inside the virtual environment. So so the okay. So from here, we just run the Python manage.py run server. So because inside the attendance tracker folder, that's where we have manage.py. So we run it just the same way we run our the Django applications. So it's running now. It's running at this on this spot. Then for us to run our React, we need to open another terminal, a new terminal. So on this new terminal, we look at the directory, then we change directory into front end. Then so from here, all we need to do is npm run dev. So this now is on this port 5173. That's our React is running. So which we have here. So from here we can register a new employee. So we click on register employee. Let's say Obas Tech. So Obas Tech. Then let's say search development. So click on complete registration. So registration is completed. Then a QR code is generated, and the code given to these employees, employee 1022. So let's use this code to clock in. So when the employee uses the code to clock in, confirm clock in, so it clocks in at this time, this date. So and At closing time, when the employee wants to clock out, all he needs to do is click on this, put in the employee code, write some basic things that was done for the day. Let's say cloud. So let's say that's what the employee did for the day. So confirm clock out. So it's clock out successfully. So the and this is the task that was done. So the CEO or maybe the manager can actually come to attendance history and be able to see what each and everyone has done for the day, the tasks they performed, when they clocked in, and the time they clocked out, and the duration. So this can actually help when generating payroll. At the same time, it can also help to carry out performance evaluation to know if an employee actually meet up with the tasks given to them. So be able to know employees that are performing well within the company, employees that are valuable, helping to optimize the process and making it uh, easier and making the company more valuable and getting work done so that the company can be more productive. So this is a simple app that's generated using antigravity. So subsequently, if you want to add maybe authentication, you can add to it using antigravity. The code to this application will be available in my GitHub. So okay, we can now have access to the dashboard. So this dashboard now can be viewed by the CEO, it can be viewed by the manager. So you can see the number of active staff for the day. You can see the hours in which they worked. You can see the the simple today's attendance here. Thank you for watching up to this point. Uh, we want you to like, share, and subscribe. In case you have any difficulty, leave in the comment section, and we'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you very much, and watch out for the next video. Thank you.